Welcome to Ragnarok and Roll, a podcast where legends are forged and the gods shape the fates of mortals. Join us as we set sail into Midgard, a Viking Age setting for the Genesys RPG, where the frozen fjords meet fiery destinies, and prepare for epic battles in Francia, the cunning schemes of warlords, and the ancient mysteries, as our raiders carve their saga into the annals of history. Shields up, warriors, blades at the ready. Let the saga begin.
Hi, this is Kelly, aka Trixie from Ragnarok and Roll, assigned to Ragnarok Story, and Tilda Wimblewick from D&D Journey of the 5th Edition. First off, I would just like to say thank you to everyone for listening to our varied adventures, as well as for rating us on iTunes and rpgpodcast.com. If you haven't rated us yet, we would greatly appreciate it if you could. And if you're looking for more ways to support our efforts, we are now on Patreon, a great site where you can help us continue making more podcasts, as well as some special surprises for our patrons. If you can, please look us up at www.patreon.com/cppn. Every little bit helps. And again, thank you for listening.
Immediately, you put your hands on your hips and you give him the talking to, and your skulled friend totally jumps in there with a, yeah, what he said. And you see both sides of the conversation. Everyone is enjoying the friction. It's literally telenovela for the NPC members that they're enjoying the, builder who's a critical person for fixing your boat, mocking the captain of the boat who's a critical person, and just seeing the drama happening. Because it's not like there's television for drama. This shit's what the crew lives by. But you do have the X is a failure, but you do have 3 advantages. What would you like to use those for?
So I don't convince him.
You guys have this total sparring contest, and everyone's just literally Vikings are just stopping, putting their stuff down, and watching the argument because it's just priceless to watch.
Right, but everybody else just kind of laughs at him, taking my side.
So everybody's just, they're having a good time of it, and nobody's really picking sides. They're just enjoying, the knee-slapping fun of you two yelling at each other.
Yeah, they're like, calm down, Boomer, it's okay. We know you didn't like the light, it's fine.
So as, everybody's packing up the boat and shove, they're doing the poles to pull the boat off the rocks on the side where you guys beached on the sand. Who is steering the boat, by the way?
That would be me.
Okay.
Fantastic.
That's good, because it sure ain't me.
So as you guys start heave-hoeing, I just need an average check for getting the boat going to make sure we have no ill omens, i.e. crashing. Go ahead and, look. Dagon flipped a story point there for an upgrade. So with that
flip it back.
and he's using his racial ability to steal a story point from me.
Goddamn humans.
Yeah.
Quite a few of the regular humans have that ability where it just keeps me locked in the corner.
It's just funny because we had one game where we were all humans and I was the only one using it.
Yeah, we used it when we
Everyone
needed it.
forgot.
You ready?
Yep, your pool is ready.
Son of a...
And
So we're going in circles.
obviously there's some weird tides that happen here, and if you would be so kind to pull up the boat.
I would like to start pulling the boat.
Okay.
Go ahead and give Harvey a roll on the critical table, but put -30 in the field. Because crashes are at minus 30. You're less likely to just, you're more likely to fender bend and not crash the boat and destroy it in one shot. And I don't think you put the minus 30 in it.
I did.
No.
Did you click outside the box after typing?
I probably did not.
Okay, go ahead and heal the massive crit you rolled and try again.
That's still off because you didn't heal the existing one.
I was going to say, you want to go
Hold
ahead
on,
and start from scratch?
Okay, here we go.
Okay, your third and final choice is hull damage. Your armor is currently 0. So any damage the vehicle is going to take, it's going to take.
It's already 0.
Scrape the rocks, and some of the extra shields that were there for protection get knocked off as tree branches that are overhanging get knocked off, and some of the rowers look and now realize they have 0 protection from archers.
I scoot closer to the dog in case we have to swim.
The builder, Thorvald, definitely says, "This is an omen. This does not bode well."
I'm gonna straight up take a rope and start getting into the water and dragging us out of this.
You guys make it to shore. Make it off the shore. It's just that the boat had this horrible rock on hull scrapiness to get there.
So
but then what would you like?
3 advantages.
3 advantages.
We're at least going in the right direction.
Okay, I will totally accept that. See, Lexi, that's one of the things we love with this system is you have not just success, but success, failure, advantage, threat. So something good is coming out of his bad roll. So you guys are heading off. You're rowing. Is anyone particular on lookout? It's a very common thing on ships. Are you guys looking out, or is there a very lazy NPC doing it?
Well, I'm a yellow and a green for perception, so...
Same here. But I'm steering, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
He's going to perceive from the very back of the boat. You notice your shield
hey, newbie, get up front.
Floating behind you.
And let's Scald have something better than a yellow and a green.
I just have a yellow and a green for perception.
Okay. Well, I suppose it'll be me since I'm the leader. I gotta watch out for the crew.
What about the fisherman?
Oh yeah, what's this?
Yeah, what's mine?
As that good question comes up of what his perception is as we peek behind his character sheet. As Roll20 is loading very slowly, much like the boat scraping across the rocks.
Saying was just like, we need to go that way. Not paying attention to the fact that there's an entire fucking reef of rocks.
Our fisherman, Havgoot, has a yellow and 2 green, by the way.
Hey, that's better than everybody else.
So I'll be rowing, and I'll let him be lookout.
Okay.
Oh, and you're hitting it.
I'm that kind of leader. I don't have a problem doing the manual work.
So nice of you.
And Havgoot totally gets in front, and he's on lookout. And he points off to the north, a few miles away. You see a few faint chimney stacks of probably homesteads. To the south, when you point to the left, you see that there's some sheep herds out there on some hills just a half mile away from the river. As you see just, a few signs of habitation out there as you're heading north, but nothing that seems too threatening.
Looks like smooth sailing as long as, we stay in the water, not on the rocks.
And I'll totally tell you, you rolled 2 successes and 2 threats.
Oh.
But you succeeded.
All of a sudden, you succeeded, but there are 2 threats, and I'm gonna go ahead and bank those threats. I'm gonna save them for something.
Jerk. Of course he will.
I'm in the wrong lane.
So there was some sheep, huh? Some mutton?
There was totally some sheep to the south. A good source on your way back to replenish any of your supplies. I mean, currently you're still doing great on supplies. I mean,
Yeah.
Okay.
Even though we lost a lot of it.
You lost a barn full of grain. I mean, many of your compatriots would have been happy with the barn full of food and said, okay, we're done. Let's head back before winter.
Yeah.
That's like 2 years worth of grain production back home.
If somebody wanted to chase down a mutton, we could, have some good meat eaten at the next port of call.
Chase it down. It's a sheep. They ain't gonna run.
Do we have
Is the dog retrieved?
It's a puppy, so probably not.
No.
No time like the present to teach them.
It is at that lobby level where it could be stomped by a sheep, probably. An angry ram could just go up and go ka-thunk, and the dog's legs just go chunk.
Kevin, what's the dog's name?
Ronan.
Ronan.
No.
Japanese?
No.
Only it's a Viking spelling, which is full of a bunch of silent J's and H's.
It's Gaelic. My character's Gaelic.
At least he's not
Nobody wants mutton? All right, keep going.
Okay, everybody's like, we will feast on mutton afterwards.
Hold on.
Because it's all about the fun Viking names. As you guys, you're rowing up a few hours, and, you're continuing up the river. And I'm assuming you're just blatantly picking the middle of the river and sticking to it where it's deepest, right?
I'm not the leader, so sure.
Are you guys doing anything fancy?
That would be up to the navigational man.
I mean, driving the boat, but I mean, if possible, I would stay to one side or the other, so it's not like we're like right out in the open. But I mean, you're on the water, so there's only so much you can do to hide.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are the original OG Viking river cruise.
Gun.
Name of the game is bastardizing a word so far that it can't make any sense.
Well, yeah, Norwegian is like the worst when it comes to spelling. It's like it's supposed to be like the hardest language in the world to learn. Wow. Okay. Do I need to make another operating roll?
No, you're doing good now. I mean, you haven't had anything particularly happen, so you guys are ignoring a few more homesteads that happen. And Halfgood is going to go ahead and roll another perception check.
I thought we weren't going to stop and do some hunting.
It sounded like
well,
no was the answer.
Somebody might want sheep, but nobody apparently did. So
yeah,
your war chief asked, and everyone was silent. So he's like, "Okay."
It's the newbie's job.
I look at the dog.
He's been around longer than you.
Oh,
yeah, he did join before you.
Granted, it's only like a few hours game time, but still.
This is the skull who will be telling
what the hell
story.
is that?
Are there any sheep still?
Uh-oh.
Sorry, what was that?
Are there any sheep still?
Oh, jeez. Those two purple are killing us.
So just ahead, Halfgut rolled a failure and 4 advantages.
So you missed the danger, but you found the sheep again.
Look at all them sheep.
So many sheep as our fisherman is like, I'm tired of fish. I want mutton.
Look at all those sheep. Meanwhile, the 3 wolf dogs with 7 soak each.
No. That was the gray wolf. The wolf dog with the 2 soak.
For our next navigation check.
Okay, or how about piloting check?
Yeah, that's what I meant. Piloting check.
Okay. So an upgrade and a blue for your next piloting check.
Yeah.
And Lexi, what was your question again?
Sorry, I was giggling so hard I had to put it on mute. Are there any sheep?
Like tribal chiefs?
No. Sorry. Are there any sheep?
Oh,
Did
yes.
did we bypass all the sheep? Are there any more?
There are still sheep out there in the meadows, just about a quarter mile offshore of the riverside.
Oh, I can't reach them from the boat. Okay, never mind. I was going to shoot one with an arrow.
Well, we can always pull off, and
we can pull over and somebody go grab one and bring it in the boat, and
you could park
cut
the
its
boat
throat.
and go get some sheep real quick. I mean, it's totally tutorial friendly to go off and use your bow once to kill a sheep. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, good dinner for tonight.
If y'all pull the boat over, I'll take the puppy and we'll go.
You are not taking Ronan. Mine.
He's got to
Get your own.
You just gotta go. You don't want to take
trying.
the dog anyways. A puppy would disturb them. You just want to walk up, grab one, and carry it back.
Yeah.
Hagen, take us to shore.
Mm.
Yay!
Hey, you didn't crash us.
And that was without the upgrade. We'll save that upgrade for your taking off roll.
Yeah.
As your
We still
lookout
haven't used
totally
it?
points out the rocks. Okay, so is anyone joining your skull to go get a sheep?
I don't know if I'm strong enough to carry it back. She's
I'll
pretty
come.
heavy. I only have a brawn of
Y'all
1.
see her shoot it
One?
with her brawn of
Wow.
1. You see her attempting to drag it back.
I'll come carry the sheep.
Okay.
The one
And
who
they
can
let you
one
live?
arm a whole sheep.
I didn't hear you, Jim. What'd you say?
Oh, I said the one person who can lift a sheep with just one arm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I can probably carry 7 or 8 many sheep.
Just has you rope up their back legs, puts his arm through 3 sheep at once, and carries them just on his bicep.
Yeah, I mean, Phelan could have probably done
Worth
better.
noting, he says I put my arm through 3 sheep. He does not mean through, like, the holes created by tying their hooves together. I straight up stick my arms straight through 3 sheep.
Not through the holes.
So you really don't need me then, right?
Really don't. I just T-pose my way back to the ship.
But this is
3
good
sheep
for
on each
morale,
arm.
and it's a good way to show your skills to the group. So,
Okay.
how close are you guys going to get to the flock of sheep?
Within range. I'm not going to get too close. I'm not exactly a
So you're
country
both
kind of
good
girl.
at long range. I mean, we're talking like a football field range. Do you want to get to an easier shot, which is medium range, or do you want to get within like 30
medium
feet and
range.
shoot one in the head? Okay.
Wait, say that last
walk
part
up
again?
and carry it off. They're used to
You
people.
can get into short range, which is you get right up within 30 feet, shoot them. You know, it's an even easier shot.
Sheep run. They don't. You're not just going to walk up to one, and they bounce. They're real spry.
They do.
Look, I've seen my daughter have to wrestle them. No.
That's why I was going to ask if you wanted to do a stealth to get closer. But at medium range, they don't seem skittish. They seem to think that they're perfectly safe from you guys at that distance. Are you doing anything special, you two, as you're walking up to this flock of sheep that it's just enjoying chewing grass on the meadow? Thankfully, your lookout said everything is safe.
I'm checking the direction of the wind and everything. All the stuff that might help my shot.
Ooh,
I'm going to look
go
for
ahead.
anything on the ground.
Go ahead and give me a survival check for that.
Okay. How do I do that? Do I just click on survival? Oh, the dice over here on the
Yep,
right.
the little D20 symbol.
Yep,
Okay.
just make sure. Okay.
You totally think you're upwind of them so they can't smell you, and as you drop the grass pieces that you pulled out of the ground, they totally blow right towards the sheep, but you don't realize it.
Mhm.
But you do have an advantage. Would you like to use that to give you a blue dice when you take your shot?
Yes.
Okay. So you guys go creeping up into medium range, which is a 2 purple distance. You have a blue dice from your survival check of checking the wind and being tactically smart about this. Just as the wind changes direction and the sheep kind of lift their heads up for a second, sniff the air, and realize you're too far away to be a danger. So on your turn, you have a maneuver which can be used for moving your character a short distance. It can also be used for a maneuver called aim, which basically means you're holding it on target for a second to give yourself a blue dice. You can aim up to twice, which gives you 2 blue dice. You have your action, which is shooting the bow, and then an incidental, which is usually like talking or flipping something that's conveniently handy, or slamming an open window shut, or dropping prone.
So if you get quick draw, you can draw a weapon as an incidental
There's different things
instead
that
of a
let you use
maneuver.
incidentals for cool stuff. Do you want to
Okay.
aim or anything before you take that shot?
Yes.
Nah, just
Okay.
360 no scope that bitch.
God, I have dirty flashbacks to Call of Duty with that shit, motherfuckers. Okay, so I've got your blue dice for aiming. On your weapons tab, go ahead and go to the longbow and click on the D20 between the critical and the encumbrance to roll
Hold
your
up.
attack.
Can I spend
Hold
a
up.
story point? Oh,
You can totally spend a story point.
You should have 2 blue. She
Yep,
spent her advantage.
There's
Okay.
2 blue. Yep, there's 2 blue
Yep.
against 2 purple and her skill. So there you go. That's perfect. Kevin spent a story point for you.
oh, okay.
So
I just roll now?
Yep, so you can just roll. I've got your upgrade in there. Your
Bam.
arrow
Nice.
flies from the longbow. It soars up in the air, kind of hits that peak where it tilts just a second, where you're wondering if the wind's going to bother it or not, and it goes thunk into the sheep. The sheep falls over with a streak of crimson in its flank, and its legs immediately rigidly stiff out, and like 10 sheep move away from it, like it's glad it's not me. And you have 1 advantage. Is there anything you'd like to use that advantage for? You've killed the sheep.
Can I save it for later?
As long
No?
as it's related to your shot and not too much later, yes. But it's got to be related to your shot.
Could it be that everyone saw that and thought it was really cool?
I will totally give that. You look back, and before you look back, you hear the cheers of everyone overlooking the plank, seeing your beautiful shot, and the thing legs stick out, except for those 2 guys with bad eyesight that everyone are telling what just happened, and they're cheering too. As everyone
I
on the
curtsy
crew
and flip my hair.
witnesses your great archery shot, as you then look back and realize that they are all in awe that you're bringing home the bacon.
It was a good shot.
Mhm.
Now I'm gonna go and pick up the sheep.
Now you start dragging the sheep back, so it's now white and green and red all over.
Fantastic.
Okay, so as you guys are doing your thing, you totally see like 2 of the spare guys have some ropes hanging off the sail with the sheep swinging over the boat, and they look at you and say, Astrid, who would you like to gift this kill to? As they get ready to bleed the sheep.
Odin.
To Odin! And they slit its throat and let it bleed out into the river. And of course, everybody cheers and totally brings you a drinking horn full of some mead.
I sing a little ditty about Odin.
Ooh, give me either a performance or a religion.
How
And,
little of a ditty are we talking?
And
Like,
since
I'm pretty good.
I'm going to give you a blue because the crew is happy because they're knowing that they're getting some fresh red meat.
Um,
And we
I
fleeced
forgot that.
Odin.
And this is a good sign as the water runs red. More Frankian blood will go down the river than this before the 10 days is up.
I don't see performance.
So it would be, you could use charm.
Yeah, performance isn't a thing. It's
Yeah. It's mostly charm if you want to be, very, very fancy, or coercion if you want to be very powerful. You can
There you go.
coerce the emotions out of them. As you give this great little ditty, as everyone is cheering and everyone's having a great time on the boat, there's loud voices that happen to be carrying for great distances, as everyone is having a good time, and they think that maybe Hagen is not so bad as a leader. So he's letting you guys have the party boat.
Odin
Does the
shines
boomer
upon
smile?
us.
The other
The boomer
captains
never
would have
smiles.
yelled at us for doing this
Aw.
on ship, but Hagen is totally letting us take liberties on the ship.
Hey,
2 days worth of
It's-
meat has been drank.
like I said, original Viking
It's been
ship,
15 minutes.
our cruise. Could have gone without mud, and I opened it up for us. Now we just look at what we have looked forward to tonight.
And
Odin
totally-
smiles upon our mission.
I'm totally putting an upgrade and a blue for our pilot to get the boat off the shore and back on track.
Okie
The guys push the pole.
navigation.
Our
Operator.
navigator starts to navigate as he pilots the ship back into the currents. As you're hearing the ho, ho,
Look at that.
ho, and you have 2 advantages.
All good.
Knock some time off.
Okay, you guys.
Because we're
make a quick-
just moving at a good clip.
Everyone's doing good. The crew is all happy. The morale is great right now. All of a sudden, we've got our lookout is going to give another lookout. Because surely there was no danger earlier.
Sure.
Not at all.
Gonna use a story
Yeah.
point.
You're
There
going to
you
use
go.
a story point?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Just
I
use
will. Half-Kut is like, there would be. Oh, thank you, Bjork. I was
Mhm.
just about to use that myself. But there you go. The upgrade is in. As you're ready to do your perception check.
All
Apparently,
goes
roll
quiet.
20 thinks
Yeah,
I
it's
have
like, well,
Hey!
2 main characters.
Nice
As
job.
you roll a success and 2 advantages, you clearly are watching the coastlines of both the north and south coast. To the north, you see a small collective of, it's got to be to what you're seeing, fireplace fires, at least 4, maybe 5. But one thing that does catch your eye on the nearest rise coming up, just around the bend of the river that you're seeing, you totally see a one of those little lookout towers, the very small single turret towers that they put across the countryside on high spots to keep track of things. You totally are seeing it.
No, go ahead. No, please go.
And you have 2 advantages. Is there anything once you see that, and you know for sure that's one of those Frankian lookout towers, you have 2 advantages. Is there anything you'd like to do?
I mean, clearly I want to let the best about the lookout towers. Any suggestions, people?
You do realize that if you go around this bend, you will be in open view. If there's anybody in the tower doing even a half-assed job, they will totally see your ship coming.
Can I use the advantages to find a place we could maybe pull in without being seen close enough to maybe take out the lookout stealthfully.
Okay, yeah, you
Then I can
totally, for those two advantages, see a little cove where there's some willows overhanging the river that you could totally bring the boat into to make sure that you don't get seen.
So I'm going to, hey boss, both those things, lookout tower and cove.
All right.
He
I
totally
will
goes
relay
right
back
back
to.
across the boat. The tower, the tower!
All right. I
As
will
the
relay that.
Frankian countryside sounds almost like a car going down the freeway.
Oh, sorry.
No,
Yeah,
you're
some
fine.
reason you had some extra noise. You've been quiet typically, but
Yeah.
I tell Dagan quietly and point to where he was indicating the tower, and then where we want to pull the boat into.
Okay, you could easily, as long as you drop the sail really quick, pull the boat right into those willows and just tie yourself to the trees and have just an easy athletic check to get off the boat to the coastline. Or have people just jump into the water and slog their way out.
We'll go with the easy route. We don't want to take any chances for anybody.
Okay. Tell everybody
The
to
water
jump
never
into the
hurt
water.
a Viking.
Your suffering will make you stronger in the eyes of the gods. That's totally what one of the NPCs says as he climbs down the rope ladder into the water and starts slogging his way to shore.
I tell Ronan, don't worry. If they die, I'll save you.
Oh.
Wow.
And then I jump in.
So immediately some of the, more skilled folks kind of circle around here, getting ready to hear Hagen's plan as they all kind of like stoop down and take a knee and listens to Hefgut, explain that there's a lookout tower made of stone sticking erect out of the ground.
How tall, and did you see numbers?
Pretty much, he just saw that it's like a 3-story tall tower, very small. It's basically mortared stonework, so it's probably can't be any more than like 10 foot by 10 foot. 100 years from now, it may become a castle, but for now, it's just a single turret.
Yep.
Makes for a great pillbox for controlling the countryside, though.
Yep.
Especially when you only have to fight pests.
We'll head up, and our couple of stealthies will lead the way to scout and identify targets.
Okay,
The rest will
are
follow
you heading out?
several yards back.
It's like 4 in the afternoon. The sun's kind of, heading off to the west. It's not quite, big shadowy darkness yet. Do you want to head up there then, or do you want to wait for the cover of darkness?
I don't know that we need to wait for cover of darkness, but we will come in. We'll move inland, and we'll come in from the inland side, because they're probably watching the river. So we'll come in from the inland side where they're less likely to be paying as much attention.
Okay. So who's going to give me the stealth check for the group?
Yeah, who's the stealthy rangy type?
I have 1 yellow and 3 green.
Same.
Well, then you guys are the more stealthy. And what's our fisherman stealth?
I don't think I'm stealthy.
Our fisherman has got 4 greens. I mean, he's naturally agile, but not very stealthy.
I'll do it.
So the archers head up towards the front there. We'll follow up, ready to charge.
I'm like struggling to keep up because I'm short.
As you guys see them head off into the tall grass the sheep haven't gotten to into the sparse trees, and they start low crawling up over the rise, go ahead and give me your stealth check.
You got my upgrade?
I got your upgrade in there.
Son of a...
As you guys think you are being very, very stealthy, as you guys see them low crawling up over the hill.
To do it really fast.
And what would you like for those 4 advantages and the 2 failures? Do you do it really quick?
Can we have it that they don't know how many of us they see?
Okay. So you guys you're doing this whole Last of the Mohicans style stealth approach where you're running with your longbows at a crouch, and just as the 2 of you reach the top of the hill, immediately you notice, you first thought, oh God, the jig is up, we've been caught. And all of a sudden you look and a ram looks up at you and goes, "Rah." And then all of a sudden, this herd of about 20 sheep start carrying the call of and the ruckus. Immediately, you guys see that there's some action at the tower that's about a good, it's at long range from where you guys popped up at the hill. And immediately, you see some ruckus at the top of the tower. If Astrid would like to give me a perception check, I can give you more details.
Okay.
Go ahead and don't roll yet. Sorry.
Oh,
Go ahead and roll
sorry.
that again. It's okay. I was dragging ass getting the pool ready for you.
Oh.
My hair was in the way.
Nah, it's just we went from an awesome roll to...
Well, yeah, but you had no counter dice whatsoever, so...
Yep. And unfortunately, the dice would have, killed those successes anyway.
It doesn't matter. It still would have been a triumph.
But a triumph with no success. Something cool could have happened, but you still wouldn't have seen what you need to see.
Yeah.
As all of a sudden, there's some action at the top of the tower, and you can't quite make any details other than there's some people shouting, and you're hearing the wind must be blowing against you because their shouts are muted at this distance. And maybe it's because the Frankish words hurt your ears like the baaing of these sheep. Many Frankians sound like sheep, lost in the darkness, scared of the Fenris wolf. This is why the Frankia are easy pickings.
Does kind of describe their voice, but
but you do have an advantage.
So they've seen us, right?
They are aware of you because all of a sudden the hillside where you guys popped up, there's all of these sheep giving these sign, the baa of distress, like wolves just popped up, and you are wolves of the sorts. And they all looked that direction as the 2 of you popped up in your Viking garb and longbows. And you look at them.
You could use that to give whoever of them goes first a black to any action they take.
Okay, let's do that.
Or you could do it to give one of you a blue.
You could.
They are within longbow range. It's a hard long shot, but they are. And there's at least 2 of them at the top of the tower.
Can I try to take a shot and use a blue because I'm trying to prove myself to the group?
So, in regards to that, go ahead and roll your vigilance. We're going to see who gets to do what first.
So, vigilance on the weapon.
Initiative.
Oh,
on the weapon.
Yeah, not
Yep.
the skill, but on the weapons tab.
Yeah, the weapons, vigilance. Talents, and powers.
Lions, tigers, and bears?
Oh, my.
Planes, trains, and automobiles?
And you don't have to click on your character for that.
Yep, unlike D&D, you do not need to click on your token.
Do we also click our initiative as we hear everything going on?
I'm going to have just these two because you guys are a distance away from them because you did say you're going to have them scout ahead.
Well, ahead, but we were going to follow a distance behind. So.
And
A
once,
distance.
A distance. And once you close that distance and get to the hilltop, you can totally roll initiative.
Okay.
Until then, this is about the who gives alarm first.
Does that mean bleeding sheep? Pretty loud.
So let's see who rolled those 2 successes. Kevin, what is your
Everyone.
agility? What is your agility?
4.
4. Let's see who's got the best agility. You have the best, so I'll let your slot go before their slot. So there's the two of them up there. There's a small whiff of little black smoke coming up, probably from a warming brazier. The two guys seem to be like, huh, what is that?
And
They were
so
doing
initiative
something.
in this game goes by popcorn order, so we can determine who takes what slots. It's not by what you roll.
So it's player character or
anybody
NPC.
can go.
So
during
you
the
guys
DC
can pick
round.
who goes first on your turn. So if you ever have a great idea, totally just say, I want to go first.
Yep.
Okay.
Or on X round. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like if you have a cool thing that you want to hold your action, like in D&D, you would just say, hey guys, I have a thing I want to do in the last initiative slot. Or the initiative slot just before the NPC does something.
Yep.
Okay.
So who's going?
But you can't do real hold actions like waiting for someone to do something.
Yeah, there is no hold action.
Yeah, no waiting to shoot the first one in the door.
So who's Rochambeauing for the first shot?
I want to go first.
Go ahead.
Okay, so don't roll yet. So what are you doing? I'm assuming shooting?
Yes. Do I have to aim? Can I aim?
You can totally aim. It's gonna be a difficult shot. They're in a defensive position up there in that little tower.
So yeah, you probably want to aim.
So I've got a blue dice in there for aiming. Looks like one of your teammates is throwing you a story point for an upgrade.
We're almost out.
Uh-huh.
I love it.
Awesome.
So you've got a blue dice, an upgrade against a long-range shot, which is 3 purple. And because of their defensive position in the tower, they've got a black dice for protection.
Okay. I say, Odin, help me.
Let that arrow fly.
Wow.
As your arrow goes...
That was a terrible miss.
No,
and at the
just
last
a miss.
second, the guys duck behind the little palisade up there, and the arrow goes flying off into the distance. You do have 4 advantages, though. You could do something like they fall prone for 3, like they drop whatever they're holding and fall down to the ground for cover. That would totally be a thing.
Or you can pass out black and blue dice.
Yeah, you could also use all 4 to give your next teammate to go an upgrade and a blue, because basically they dodged your shot to be right in the open for his shot. But it looks like they will be doing something on their turn.
Yeah.
Any torches or lanterns hanging up there burning by chance?
Unfortunately, she couldn't see that well originally when they looked.
Okay.
There's a little glare from the shiny, mossy stones from the sun going to the west. That's totally why I asked for a perception check.
Can I just boost the
heck out of your teammate? I mean, you can totally do that. That's totally a thing you can do. Everything got all quiet all of a sudden.
So they could move if they wanted to. You still can only do 2 maneuvers, but it basically means they can move without spending 2 strain for a second maneuver. But in this case, probably an upgrade would be really good with a blue.
Let's upgrade to a blue then.
So you're gonna upgrade your teammate there?
And add a blue.
Okay.
Yep.
So immediately as your arrow goes flying and they duck down behind the protective wall of the tower, immediately some words come flying out of their mouths, and someone says something back to them that the wind is just muffling their words, because again, the Frankian tongue, you know, to your Norse ears, it's painful. It should be deeper and not so high pitched and fast. And
It's like swine running away.
one of the other gentlemen reaches over and picks up, you see for a second, a torch, and he spears the torch into something you don't see that's you know, below the wall.
Oh, that's good.
And Christopher is home safe. And as they do this, you see a black waft of smoke and the hint of a like almost bonfire-ish sized flame burst at the top of the tower.
Just say it. It's a signal fire.
It's a signal fire. It's totally a signal fire. As it goes whoosh. And they continue saying some Frankian words.
That's what we wanted
Now
all
we can
along.
clearly see them to kill them.
As they grab their spears that don't help them whatsoever at the top of this tower. Why would they not give them French crossbows? Who put
They're starting more of their own kind for us to kill.
Mm-hmm.
And that's gonna lead your compatriot. What's he gonna do?
I am going to shoot the bonfire.
Well, it's below the palisade wall.
Oh. So
It's
I can't see it.
protected by the wall, yeah.
Okay, well then I'll just shoot one of the guys.
Okay, it's a
So-
long range shot. Black dice
True
for
aim.
the palisade wall up there.
And a true aim,
Defense-
so that'll be an upgrade.
True aim for an upgrade. Are you aiming for blue?
Yeah, I'll do that also.
Okay, and since you're doing
And
that, I'll totally give you one of those back.
And then that also gives me some strain.
I totally use a story point against you guys, which will upgrade the 3 purple to a red and 2 purple. What are the odds something bad can happen on that?
Well,
Oh,
whatever it is on the dice, the odds are for the despair.
And as he's taking that shot, wow. 3 successes and an advantage. So the way damage works, by the way, is the damage is 8, and then you get +1 for every success. So
So
what
that would be
is your
11.
damage?
11.
Oh, that's gonna be close.
Rattle him.
And then a blue die for their next turn, or a black die for their next turn.
I'm gonna say you're giving them a blue? Like what the
Yeah.
hell?
They need all the help they can get.
And you know what? I just
I don't
realized
think so. But
I did not give you Astrid's upgrades. Did you want to roll that again? Or how
No,
would you
give
like
that
me
to the
give you
French.
those? Give it as a downgrade from the French?
Yeah,
Okay.
probably.
So I can tell you the guy is not dead that you shot. Are you sure you don't want that yellow and blue added? I would take away 2 of the advantage and let you roll basically a yellow and a blue.
So not a whole reroll, just to add the yellow and the blue?
On your character
No.
sheet, just add a yellow dice and a blue dice, and we'll ignore
Okay.
the 2 advantages you rolled.
And make sure to
What's
click
the
out of
worst
the
that could
thing.
happen?
Okay.
What's
yeah, that one's. Yeah, no, that's a good. Right.
That's a green and a blue, Kevin.
So
Oh.
you wanted a yellow. Choose turning your yellow into your green into a yellow.
No, all right.
Yeah.
I got
We don't
it.
know color names.
No,
That's just a blue.
I am just that.
This is
Good
when I
Lord.
say, hey, Kevin, it's not that hard to make a dice pool, right? Don't give your GM a hard time with dice pools when you're having issues making your own. See? Okay, so your very
It
first,
didn't change anything. So
your very first correct one. How many did you do?
no, I just got. It was two advantage.
You got silly.
Yeah, I just
So
got
two advantages.
So it didn't change the roll at all.
So it's the same roll. Okay. So your
That's it.
arrow soars and strikes one of the guys, the one that was just stoking the fire that they fire with, him rolling so well with a 1. It immediately must have been freshly soaked in pitch because it went whoosh immediately. And you shoot the arrow and it like whacks him in the shoulder and he's like, Mon Dieu, as he looks at the fletching that just sprouted from his shoulder. He's hurt, but he's wearing armor, so it is but a scratch. It is but a flesh wound.
And that's a great place to wrap it up there. Thank you for joining us on Ragnarok and Roll, where the world of Midgard comes alive through the Genesys RPG. If you enjoyed today's tale, don't forget to rate and review and subscribe wherever you get your favorite podcasts. Want to become a part of the saga? Follow us on patreon.com/cppn and support us for exclusive content, early access, and behind-the-scenes stories for our various RPGs. Until next time, may the gods watch over your journey. May your blade stay sharp and your saga echo throughout eternity.